hear about all those things today. And I'd like to show you it's not a big deal, Pramod. It may be attend, may not be attend. It is not a big deal. Okay, that's your wish. If you want to continue, yes, you can continue. Otherwise, if you are not willing, yes, you can. That is not at all a big deal. You'll please continue yourself, no problem. Okay. So, however, so let us consider what is uh, the brute force. So, brute force is a particular attack. I'll show you. So, as far as the brute force attack, which is being concerned in terms of Caesar cipher. So, let me show you using the program. So this is the specific problem which is being available there in Caesar cipher. Here already we did this particular thing. So let us have a look here. I have implemented brute force here. So Caesar cipher does have 26 different types of keys. 26 keys in the sense. So let us consider. So we do have 26 keys, A, B, C, D, totally 26 characters are available here. So that we would like to consider. So 26 keys are there. So if you are supposed to operate the key value as 1 to 26, somewhere else in a particular key, your actual data will be gets displayed. So that is why that is called as brute force. Brute force in the sense you have to apply trial and error basis. If it is specific value which is available with you, if you know how many number of keys will be available with you, so therefore you have to apply trial and error basis. Obviously you could get some idea, and somewhere else you could get some actual plain text back from the cipher text. So that is why it is called as a brute force effect here. So look at this. I'd like to execute this particular program for you, then you could understand what is brute force. So let me say Newtons is my input name, and the key will be 3. Key will be 3. You could see this is the actual output. Original plain text is Newtons, and the cipher text is QHW something else. And during encryption process, the same thing will be taken into consideration, and you will get back the decrypted so value. So here, encryption key, otherwise the private key, which is equal to 3. Based on the private key, you have to change your Newtons into QHW, QHZW, or QV as like that. So if you want to get original data back, so you have to operate private key 1, what is the specification? Private key 2, private key 3, private key 4, and so on and so forth, up to 26 times trial and error operations will be done by me. Somewhere else you could have your original data. So here our key is 3, so that at 3 you got your data properly. So you can see at 3 you got your data properly. So therefore this trial and error basic method will be always done, will be called as the brute force here. For example, let me give you one more specific example here. Okay, before going to take that particular example, let us see what actually been happened here. I have displayed two semicolons here, so that in our output you got 2 semicolons for each and every key here. So that is why you got that. So nothing more than that. And then followed by how this brute force will be gets evaluated here. For example, if you consider ATM pin, okay, ATM does have, every ATM card does have your own pin, and normally this pin will be get started from 0, 0, 0 to 4 nines. Normally only these are the possible values where exactly you have. So total values will be approximately equal to 10,000. Okay, approximately equal to, okay, 1000 will be 999 will be gets eliminated, so that you get 10,000. So here you have to operate the brute force for 10,000 different times. Somewhere else your card will be gets open. Somewhere else your card will be. For example, my pin number will be 64. So 72 will be the full pin number of mine. For example, so I'd like to operate 4 zeros. It is not equal. I mean, pin could not be gets activated. So then followed by 0001, 0002, 0003, and so on and so forth. 6000, 6400, 6470. 6,471, not 6,472. Yes, right now it could be, so gets okay. But to eliminate this brute force, to eliminate this, I hope that you understand what I'm speaking here. First, I'd like to start with 4 zeros. So I have generated a pin 4 zeros, and these 4 zeros will be equal to our actual pin or not, our ATM pin or not. Yes, it is not equal. Then it will be continue up to 6,470 times. So up to 6,470 times, it could not be gets equal. 6,471, it's also not equal. So 6,472, yes, your pin will be gets equal. So after 6,472nd iteration, your pin will be gets equal here. So what does it means? So continuously you have to operate a trial and error basis. Continuously you have to operate something like that. So that is why, so if you observe while you are trying to access your ATM card and give your PIN number with the wrong number for thrice, obviously your PIN, your ATM card will be, your account will be blocked in terms of ATM. So that is why brute force is going to be eliminated from the attack here. So brute force is always trying to eliminate the attack, something like this. After 3 times, after thrice, obviously, so for the first time, you may be operate with 1 pin. Second time, you may be operate with another pin, which is also not true. And the third time also, which is not equal to true, obviously your so ATM card will be gets so blocked, and you could not be operate your ATM card anywhere else after 24 hours. After 24 hours, you have to get operate one more time. So this is the elimination of brute force. So normally, however, elimination of brute force is not our job at this moment. Brute force in the sense trial and error basis based on the number of keys which are available with you. For example, if number of keys will be equal to, I mean total digits within the keys will be equal to 1 in terms of decimal. So it could be 10 power 4 minus 1. 10 power 4 minus 1 will be total number of trial and error basis which we have to operate here. So therefore, you could get some kind of output out there. So this is the way you could perform the brute force here. So Caesar cipher is a greatest sufferer with brute force. So that is the how you could conclude here in the sense. This is the conclusion. You could see this is the conclusion. You could come across this particular thing one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. For example, it could be gets operated by me. And if you observe, so by your key will be 3. At the third trial and error method, you got your data back. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. Same value could be get back one more time at K will be equal to 3. So that is why Caesar cipher is suffering with the brute force. So to eliminate this particular brute force, what we have introduced here is the introduction of rail fencing cipher. Rail fencing cipher. So look at this, how this rail fencing cipher is being activated here. Okay, this is called as so keyless transposition cipher is. It is a keyless transposition. Of course, it was used by the people for exactly 6 months, not more than that, because the encryption and decryption is very much known to the people, so that data will be immediately transmitted. So things will be very easy to crack this particular keyless transposition cipher. So which is called as rail fence cipher. How this could be happen? What is the encryption process here? So in encryption process, what exactly we are supposed to do? Your data will be total data, what you are supposed to communicate with your friend or with your recipient. So you have to arrange each and every data in 2 rows. Row number 1 will be row number. So while arranging everything, so you must be omit the blanks. Blank spaces are not supposed to be taken into consideration while arrange the or while preparing the cipher text here. What you are supposed to do? For the first row, all even numbered subscripted values will be plotted in first row, and all odd numbered subscripted values will be plotted in second row here. So row number 1 will be always taken into consideration. all even number subscripted characters in the string on elimination of blank spaces. Okay, first of all, what you are supposed to do, you just so identify where exactly blank spaces will be. If blank spaces will be there, you have to eliminate them and you have to adjust the subscripted values. Subscripted values in the sense, let us consider some a of 100 will be taken by me, something like this will be equal to, so n space e space u. For example, I would like to take something like this. Here one blank space is available. Here one blank space will be available. As far as original point of view, the length of the string is 5. Originally, it is 5. But as far as the rail fencing cipher, what you are supposed to do, you need to eliminate this particular spaces from the string where exactly you have to consider as a plain text. So therefore, it could be converted as N, E, W, which is having only 3 characters, which is having only 3 characters. So in this way, you have to omit the blank spaces here. And after elimination of blank spaces, let us consider this is 0, subscript value of 0, this is 1, and this is 2, and so on and so forth. So here what you are supposed to do, all even subscripted values will be placed in row number 1, and all odd number of subscripted values have been placed in row number 2. So this is the first point you need to consider here. How this could be done here. So let me show you. So decryption, encryption process will be, if your input will be this one. Newton's group is the encryption. Actual plain text. How you are supposed to operate here in the sense. This is the way. NEWTON. Okay, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, Y is 4, this is 5, and so on and so forth. All even numbered subscripted values will be N, W, O, S, R, U. All these things are going to be arranged in row number 1. And all odd numbers, so E, T, E, N, and O, P, something like this. So all these things are supposed to be arranged in row number 2. You need to arrange in such a way. Then how could you prepare the ciphertext here in the sense? So you have to prepare your ciphertext. So by reading row 1 first, followed by row 2 second. So NWO, SRU, look at this, NWO, SRU, ETNGOP, ETNGOP. So this is your ciphertext. This is your completely used as ciphertext here. In this way, you have to prepare the ciphertext. What exactly you are supposed to do? All even numbered subscripted values will be formed as row number 1. All odd number subscripted values will be formed second row. So, okay, and you have to read row number 1 as first string followed by appended with row number 2. So therefore, this is your ciphertext which is being plotted here. Then during decryption, what exactly you are supposed to do? Decryption is somewhat a lengthy process here. So after getting your ciphertext, what exactly you are supposed to do? You just divide your total ciphertext divided by 2. So you need to take the length divided by 2 will be taken into consideration, and this length will be always taken in terms of seal value for row 1, and so length minus whatever let us consider this particular thing will be for example row 1. For example, row 1 will be equal to sealing of length by 2, string length by 2, or ciphertext length by 2 will be taken. After taking row number 2 will be placed something like this. So whatever the row 1 value you have something. So row 1 value, sorry, it is not the specification here. So you need to consider. So actual length minus row 1 value. Okay, actual length minus row 1 value. So you have to place your data in such a way that so subscript value 0 to so row 1 minus 1 up to these values will be placed as row 1, and row 2 to so end of the end of this string, up to end of this string, these will be placed into row number 2. Let us have a look here. You have to take the, so it is not plain text, it is ciphertext. Actually, first I have prepared something, so it has been taken in similar way. It is ciphertext actually. After taking this one, first row will be equal to ceiling of length by 2. Row number 1 will be equal to ceiling of so length by 2, and row number 2 will be equal to length minus whatever the value within the first row. Based on that, you have to arrange your data in such a way in 2 rows. Okay, here also you need to omit the blanks. If any blanks will be available unknowingly, maybe taken some blanks, those blanks are supposed to be eliminated here. Then followed by first row will be how you can place it here in the sense. It's also ciphertext. It is not plain text here, it is ciphertext. So ciphertext of 0 to ciphertext of so first row minus 1. Up to this you have to place as a first row, and the second row will be so ciphertext. It is not plain text. I'm very sorry to implement this one. Ciphertext of second row, whatever the value you have with the second row till end of the so ciphertext here. It is not plain text. It is ciphertext. Okay. In this way, you have to take into consideration, and how you will get the actual so plain text here. This is the plain text actually. How you could get the plain text in the sense, so on combining or on appending of first character in row 1 followed by first character in row 2 followed by second character in row 1, second character by row 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so what actually you are supposed to do in decryption process, you need to take the length of the entire ciphertext, and row 1, how many number of characters are there in row 1 in the sense. So whatever the length you have identified, length divided by 2 will be applied at the ceiling value. Why you have to take ceiling value here in the sense, normally a number of characters will be 5, 5 divided by 2 obviously will be leads to 2.5. So 2.5 will be there. So no, don't take, you could not identify 2.5 here, so that instead of 2.5, you will be made it as 3. You will be made it as, so first row, you have 3 characters, so second row, remaining 2 characters, something like that. Okay. And arrange all ciphertext values right away from ciphertext of 0 to ciphertext of first row value minus 1. So in this example, so ciphertext of 0 is first one, so 1 is for the second one, so 2 will be third one, and followed by so third value and fourth value. Totally 5 characters are gets over. So in this way, you are supposed to arrange them. So how these things could be gets happened here. So how these things will be gets happened here. Let us have a look here. So your data will be, this is your ciphertext here. The ciphertext does have 12, like the length of this one is 12. So therefore, ceiling of 12 by 2 equal to 6. If it is points will be there, then it goes to nearest integer value. So this is ceiling of first row value is 6, and the second row will be 12 minus 6, that is again 6 here. And then how you could arrange here in the sense, so capital N, capital W, capital O, capital S, capital R, capital U. Okay, so where is U? U has been, yes, U, capital U. Followed by second row will be up to this particular moment, yes, everything is gets over. Everything is gets over. Then E, then T, N, G, O, P. You have to arrange in such a form. Then how could you read the data? And how could you frame your original what do you call the plain text back in the sense? This is the way you just read. So first N will be placed in lowercase letters N, followed by so E, followed by so W, and then followed by T. T is in lowercase letters, then followed by O. So look at this, then followed by N, followed by S, then followed by so G. You could not have any space here, so space is eliminated actually. Okay, then followed by R, then followed by O, then followed by U, then followed by finally P. So this is the way you could get. In this way, you have to read the data in such a form. So why it is called as rail fencing in the sense, normally rail fence will be seen in such a way. Rail fence will be, so number of so vertical lines will be seems like this, and only 2 horizontal lines will be there for any rail fencing kind of anywhere else in the railway stations you could find. This is the actually so the earth, on the earth on the earth you have placed these vertical bars, something like this. Only two different types of so iron bars will be placed on this number of vertical bars. Okay, number of vertical bars. So you have only two horizontal bars will be there. So in this way, you do have as much as many number of so verticals, but horizontal must be only 2 rows. Horizontal must be always 2 rows. So in this way, you can prepare. In this way, you can prepare. So this is the way you are supposed to do in terms of so traditional symmetric cipher, that is rail fencing cipher. This is the rail fencing cipher, and you are also expected to. So what is your job for tomorrow is you are expected to write a small program for this one. I will send you this. So I will send you this immediately. I'll directly put this particular document in groups itself, WhatsApp groups itself, so that you please go through one more time, and then you have to prepare a program for this one in such a way that you have to identify the ciphertext and also identify the plain text back. Take the plain text and identify ciphertext. So here, what exactly we're supposed to do? If any blank spaces are there, here blank space is there. So you need to eliminate such kind of blank spaces from the specific characters here. I mean this particular string here. After on elimination of blank spaces, you need to identify the length. Okay, blank spaces should not be existed in your plain text here. After elimination of blank spaces, you need to identify what is the length. After getting the length, so of course by doing some kind of encryption, so elimination of blank spaces is just enough. After elimination of blank spaces, all even subscripted values are supposed to be placed into row number 1. All odd subscripted values will be placed into row number 2. That is enough for encryption process. But decryption, so after elimination of this one, you need to identify what is the length of this whole string. After getting the length, you need to identify how many number of characters are there in first row and how many number of characters are there in second row. For first row, identification will be ceiling of length divided by 2, exactly half. And it is, if it is comes with any decimal places, you will go ahead with ceiling. Otherwise, you just leave as it is. Of course, ceiling will also be do the same. After getting this value, so second row will be gets identified as so total length minus whatever the first row value you need to identify in such a way that you could get how many number of characters are there in second row. So arrange your data right away from 0 to first row minus 1, and the second row to end of the string you have to arrange in second row, and you may be read in such a format. So in such a format you have to read so that you could get the complete data, something like this. In this way, so you have to operate this one. And second part of this one, same thing will be seems. One more thing also be available here. Second part, how this could be available here in rail fencing keys. So it could be gets also operated something like this. I did not prepare any PPT for that, but I'll give you some example in this context here. So let me take the example here at this moment. Wait for a minute. So what exactly we are supposed to do here is, so it is our actual data. So on elimination of space, the length will be 12. The length will be 12 here. So take this particular value, and identify which is less than or equal to perfect square. Perfect square. Okay, if it is considered 3 square, which is 9. So 9 is very much lesser value of this one, and then 4 square is enough here, which is 16. So 16 is enough value when compared to 9. Identify whether it is the value which is taken into consideration, which is how could you consider less than or equal to a perfect square here. So 9 is less than or equal to 12. No, it is not supposed to consider. 16 is less than or equal to, 12 is less than or equal to, so 16, yes, it is okay. So how you could check here in the sense, so 12 is less than or equal to 3 square. Is it true or not? So that implies 12 is less than or equal to 9, which is false. Which is false. So we are not supposed to take 3 square. Then go ahead with the 12 is less than or equal to 4 square, which implies that 12 is less than or equal to 16. Yes, it is true. So that is why you would like to consider this particular value, and prepare a matrix which is having 4 by 4 form, so 4 rows and 4 columns here. So this matrix values will be seems like this. First character will be here, so second character, third character, and fourth character. T, O, N, S, G. Okay, then R, O, U, P. Okay, and the remaining row will be blank spaces, and that is not supposed to be considered here. Okay, totally 12 characters are 12. Characters are there within the string, and 12 characters will be gets identified something like this. This is first row, this is second row, this is third row, and this is fourth row. Fourth row is empty. So first, second, third, and fourth rows. Now, how you can prepare your ciphertext here is, so you have been placed everything in terms of rows. So in terms of rows, your entire data has been placed. Now, how you can place here, how you can get the ciphertext in the sense, you need to read everything in terms of columns. So N, O, R, E, N, O, then followed by W, S, U, T, G, P. So this is your, of course, all capital letters I have been prepared, I have been written in lowercase letters only. This is your ciphertext. So place your data. First of all, you need to identify what is the perfect square which is available with you. After getting this particular perfect square, so place your data row by row within the matrix. After placing your data in a matrix form, then what you are supposed to do, you just read the data in column by column. First column will be first 4 characters, second column will be second 4 characters, and so on and so forth. You have to place in such a way. Therefore, you could get this particular data in such a form. Then while doing decryption, what you are supposed to do, you just do the opposite operation. How you could place this particular data here in the sense, so your data will be, so again, identified, so perfect square here, you need to identify perfect square and place the data in, after taking this particular perfect square, you have to prepare a matrix, something like this. This matrix also be, of course, here it is 4 by 4 only. So 4 by 4 only here also. You have to place the data in column wise first. Okay, while doing the decryption process, so in encryption process you have been placed in row wise, whereas in while doing a decryption, you have to place everything in column wise. Okay, so N, O, R, E, then followed by N newtons. Is it okay? N, O, R, E, N, O, again O, W, S, then followed by U, T, and then G, P. Okay, then what exactly we're supposed to do? So you have to read row wise, but here some problem is available. I will rectify this one. What is actually the problem will be persisted when so last row has not been filled properly. So because of last row has not been filled properly, you could not get the specific value here. So instead of last row, what kind of data we have to fill? So we need to identify one particular solution for this one. So, but the process will be this one here. So you need to place the data in row by row while encryption process will be done. And during decryption, you have to place the data in the column by column and read the data in row by row. So whatever the operation you did here, that must be in quite opposite form so that you could get the data back here. Of course, this could not be done when last row will not be filled properly, otherwise last column will not be filled properly, so you could not get the output in a proper way. Let me identify what is the specific problem here. In textbook also we don't have any we don't have any solution for this one, so we have to write a program and we need to identify what is the specific problem which is pertaining by this particular thing here. So I'd like to identify by tomorrow, and I'll give you this particular cipher, that is um, uh, what is the rail fence cipher in terms of matrix. I'll give you. So this is the way encryption and decryption can be done in second form. Okay, second form will be done in such a way. So this is called as the keyless transposition ciphers. Of course, these two are not supposed to be taken into consideration in our final examinations also. In final examinations, you maybe get what is Caesar cipher, followed by directly then modern transposition ciphers only. So these two could not be asked to you, but how key will be gets operated and how key will not be taken into consideration to explain the difference between those two. So I have taken here. Okay. So this is what for today's class, and we will look forward for